Top of the morning to you. As Sims has said, we give you the main news bulletin now on sign language with me at the moment, Tsolofelo Sekhachi. The IFP is launching its election manifesto at the Moses Mabhida Stadium in Durban today. For more on what we can expect, let's start with Natasha Phiri in Durban inside the stadium. Natasha, a very good morning to you. What can we expect from the IFP today?
Thank you so much, Lebo, once again. Well, the expectations is that the party leader, Velenkosi Nhlabisa, will touch on 6 key priority points, that being the high levels of crime in the country, unemployment, load shedding, the scourge of corruption, and what the party calls the collapsing education system and broken health system. But joining me now, I'm joined by the IFP Youth Brigade President, Mr. Sanele Zondo. Thank you so much for joining us at SABC News. Well, this is quite a crucial year for the IFP. Not only are you going to elections, but of course there's a elective conference of the party. And, you know, just putting aside issues of the manifesto today, what are we looking at? What are South Africans looking at? Will Velenkosi Nhlabisa come back as the president of the IFP? Will you be endorsing him as the IFP Youth Brigade?
Thanks. That's a tricky question. Today we come here for the manifesto. We are going to present the solution to the South Africans. Going to election and conference is 2 different things. As the president, we have a current president, which is Honorable V.F. Nhlabisa, and we still have trust in him. So I think now we are still trusting him with the position. We're going to support him anyway, anyhow. Then when it comes to conference time, I think then the conference will decide. But as the Youth Brigade, we are always behind the leadership that we have, because we believe that whenever you're in the helm, you need to be supported by everyone within the organization. Then we are doing exactly that, and we will continue to do that.
The stance of the Youth Brigade on the multi-party charter. Last year, you guys wrote a letter, asking and questioning the IFP's stance in the multi-party charter. Where are you guys right now?
No, right now I think we are on election mode. We want to win elections. Possible national government will be formed by a coalition government. So then the multi-party party I think will work well there in the national government. Provincial, we're already working with the DA on some of the municipalities where they are hung. So we don't see a problem. But it was a process that we were questioning, because as the IFP Brigade, we are the vanguard of the party. In fact, we are playing to safeguard the policies and the stance of the organization. So it was just a matter of that, and it was an internal process. It's just a pity that it got out, it linked out to the media, then you come to know.
But you yourselves were very hard on this stance, saying that you questioned why the IFP is actually part of this coalition pact.
No, we were not hiding our feelings. It was not our not a personal feeling, in fact. It was a matter of principle. And even our letter, we were stating the principle to say, as the IFP, we said we're going to sign, we are open for any discussion, even after election. As now the stance of the party is saying that even after election, we are going to open talks with everyone. Now there's a new kid in the block. We're going to engage them.
You mean MK party?
Yes, we're going to engage them because we are open for everyone. EFF, we're still going to engage them. That's what we're saying, that we're not close the doors. Let's open the doors, because the future, we don't know the future. But we want to make sure that ANC is out of power.
Briefly, in 30 seconds, for a young person, why should they vote for the IFP?
The IFP, we have a track record of good governance. Womaspala KZN in South Africa, abathola clean audit. Only 5 of them, 4 of them is from the IFP. So that tells you that whenever IFP nears with later, they lead with excellence. We are going to fix the education system that is broken, the health system that is broken. We're talking about economy that has collapsed, and the IFP is there to bring back that joy, to have employment opportunities, to have equally opportunities to every South African. Graduate now, to be a graduate is just a piece of paper. Yeah. We want to bring it back to say that when you have a degree, you have something on the hand, and it will get you, open the doors for you in the future and your children's.
Okay. Mr. Zondo, thank you so much. If I'll just briefly show you what's happening in the stadium right now, before we cross to my colleague Simphiwe Makanya, who's also in the stadium. What we're seeing now is IFP supporters coming into the stadium. Of course, the gates are now open for these various supporters, and the expectation from the IFP is that this 56,000 seater stadium will be packed to the rafters before 12 noon. Of course, I'm not alone. I've got my colleagues, and I understand that Simphiwe is also on the other side of the stadium. This is as we toss to you, Simphiwe. What is happening on your side?
Well, thank you very much there, my colleague Natasha Phiri. As you come to us, I can tell our viewers that the gates to the iconic Moses Mabhida Stadium have now been officially opened for the IFP supporters to start making their way inside this particular stadium. Of course, this is a very important day for the IFP. Not only that it will be presenting its manifesto here, but obviously it will be wanting to show that it is a force to be reckoned with, and it is, by the way, the first time that the IFP is holding an event of this particular magnitude at this iconic stadium where we are at the Durban Moses Mabhida Stadium. And with us is the chairperson of the IFP in the province of KwaZulu-Natal and the premier candidate, that is Mr. Thami Ntuli. Mr. Ntuli, thank you so much for your time. The day has finally arrived. How many people are you actually expecting to attend this the gathering?
Well, the stadium will be to its full capacity, and there will be an overflow even to the ground. Hence, we have seen that we have even covered the ground. We are convinced that we'll do what no one might have ever done here.
Mr. Ntuli, let's talk about the issues that the party will be unpacking in its manifesto. And one of those, of course, is the issue of the high unemployment, the issue of corruption, the issue of load shedding in this country. Why should South Africans offer you guys an opportunity to lead?
Well, IFP is not talking promises as others are doing. We have history of doing some things in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. When it comes to the issue of the economy, you recall that we attracted a lot of industries while we were governing KwaZulu-Natal, because we once governed KwaZulu-Natal with factories at Komandeni, Wastebe, Mabhodini, Greytown, etc., all over the province, in Richards Bay, even here in Durban and in Pietermaritzburg. So when it comes to economy, we are quite good in attracting the investment, and even for those who are doing their small businesses at home, they were supported closely by Itala Bank. We have more than 6,000 classrooms that we built. We have colleges of education. We are now active at colleges here. We have even the universities such as the MUT. They are all the legacy of the IFP, and we believe people must vote for the IFP because the IFP has a capacity to do.
Your critics, Mr. Ntuli, would say you are a regional party. You are largely based in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. You are not making serious inroads in other provinces. What would your response be to that?
In Gauteng, we also have a member of parliament. We have many councillors. In Mpumalanga, we have councillors. In Free State, we have made inroads in Northwest and Limpopo. Today, you'll see even Amakos from Limpopo who are now saying they are sick and tired. They want the IFP. That on its own is the evidence that even Eastern Cape, there will be people from Eastern Cape. There's no evidence more than that we are a growing party. Well, historically, we are strong here in KwaZulu-Natal, but we are making serious inroads even in other provinces.
Your decision as the leadership of the IFP to form part of the multi-party charter, how is it received by members of the IFP on the ground?
Well, because it's a discussion, it's not that there's already an agreement that we will be voting in different ways when it comes to the formation of the legislatures or the national parliament. The multi-charter is a platform for engagement, and we will be still making a final decision after the elections in different provinces and even at a national level.
So as we speak now, there is no formal decision that has been entered into as the IFP with regards to the multi-charter party? Even
the terms of reference for the charter are saying any party is free to leave at any time. So now what we're doing here, we're launching the manifesto of the IFP. and people will be voting for IFP as the IFP, will be contesting elections as the IFP. The other corporations for forming government will be determined by the numbers, then that's all.
Some of your critics, Mr. Ntuli, would say, I can see you wearing an IFP t-shirt with the face of the founding president of the IFP, Nkosi Mangosuthu Buthelezi. We do have a new leadership of the IFP, Mr. Velenkosini Hlabisa, who's the president. Some critics would say you are not really, moving away from Prince Buthelezi, but you still want to continue using his image, even though he's late, while you have a president that is currently in charge of the party.
Well, even the president himself is wearing the very same face because it's an agreement of the party that we want to honor the legacy. IFP is built on a very strong foundation, the legacy of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. No one can dispute that. And people, even other political parties, they're still wearing the t-shirts of Ubaba Oliver Tambo. They're still wearing the t-shirts of Dr. Nelson Mandela. So you see, for the IFP to continue using the face of the founder is the agreement of the party. And the president himself is part of that collective agreement, and we believe that is a strong legacy and strong foundation we are building on as the IFP going forward. But what is more important is his message in 2019 when he said, IFP, because of my age, I might not see the liberation, economic liberation, but I'm requesting that you work as the party to make the life of the people better. That is what we are calling people for these elections, that they must afford us an opportunity so that we fix South Africa, so that we fix KwaZulu-Natal, because in KwaZulu-Natal we want to govern KwaZulu-Natal, not just to govern, but to fix the problems and bring hope to the people of South Africa and KwaZulu-Natal.
Speaking of governing the province of KwaZulu-Natal, you are a premier candidate in this particular province. How confident are you of your chances as the IFP in terms of reclaiming this particular province? Of course, we are seeing new political parties coming into play. One in particular is the MK party. How concerned are you, rather, about their existence in this particular province?
We welcome all new political parties, but what is important is that you only determine whether you are strong by an opportunity of voting. For the recent by-elections, 3 of them were won by the IFP, despite the fact that all the new political parties were there, even contesting. In Abakulusi, we won. In Pongolo, we won. Even in the significant one in Newcastle Ward 11, which was previously led by the ANC, we won with a resounding majority. So you see, we believe the people of KwaZulu-Natal are going to continue with the trend. Like you recall that even here in Durban, 99 people gave the IFP the Ward 11 in Mzwaban, far south of KwaZulu-Natal. So we believe that kind of support, even in the by-elections, we have entered by-elections in Free State, in Mpumalanga, the votes that we got there, they were quite significant.
So in short, Mr. Ntuli, you are saying that after the 29th of May, you are going to be the premier of this province?
Well, we don't count the chicks before the eggs are hatched, but we are hopeful that the people of KwaZulu-Natal will continue supporting the IFP as they've demonstrated in all over the province of KwaZulu-Natal.
Thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you.
That is the IFP KwaZulu-Natal chairperson, Mr. Thami Ntuli, who's also the premier candidate for the IFP in this particular province. So, of course, saying that they are hopeful that the IFP will do well after the May 29th election. And of course, I'm now going to throw to my colleague, Nonhlakanipho Magwaza, to get a sense of what she can see from her vantage point. Nonhlakanipho, over to you.
Thank you so much, Simpiwe. As you can see, the gates have just opened behind me and people are making their way inside the stadium, and more buses and more cars are still making their way here. There's traffic, but traffic officials or Metro Police are controlling the situation outside, and they are telling them or making a way for other traffic, other motorists to be able to go past. As you can see, more and more people are still making their way inside the stadium. Some are complaining, saying that the Moses Mabhida Stadium won't be able to accommodate everyone who is coming here, as there are still more buses making their way on the N3 and N2 coming here to Durban. With me now are people from all the way from Umhlabuyalingana who left, I believe, last night and only came here this morning. So, Mama Unjani?
Yeah, Njani.
ngikhona mhlambe nisuke nini kwamhlaba uyalingana ukigama ubani nokuthi nizokwenzani la.
Igama lami kuSimangele wakwamdletshe ngisuka emhlaba uyalingana ku Ward 5 sisuke izolo ngabo 9 sa driver safike sahlangana eBonjo ku N2 la bekumele sihlangane khona nje ezumhlaba uyalingana sa driver ke sifike la e-stadium ekseni ngabo 4.
Mhlawumbe uyawazi amabhasi kade niwagibele noma amabhasi kade suka le komhlaba uyalingana uthi mangaki mawuhlawumbisela nje.
Ngesimo sokuthi umhlaba uyalingana unama wadi awu20 108 amabhasi ngeke ngize ngithi exactly plus or minus 150 ngesimo sokuthi siphumile ngoba singamalunga ka-IFP siyawuthanda u-IFP njengoba umongameli wethu esibizile ingakho sithe asidele ukulala size la eMoses Mabhida.
Ngiyabona niqoke izikipa ezimhlophe nonke mhlambe kunesizathu salokho.
Sanibonani umpumelona no kunesizathu angithi njengoba sila singabalandeli benkatha so kumele sigqoke umfaniswano sifane sonke kubonakala ukuthi siyinto eyodwa sibumbene futhi
mhlambe yini oyilindele ukuthi uzoyizwa la ngaphakathi kumengameli ethinta wena nomphakathi wasemhlaba uyalingana.
Mhlambe ngulindele kumongameli wethu ukuthi asitshele izethembiso okumele asitshele zona nathi futhi okuzomela silandele leyo nkulumo yakhe azobe ekhuluma ngayo ngoba njengoba silanje sinethemba lokuthi kukhulu azositshela khona nanokuthi nje ukuze mhlambe ukhetho oluzayo mhla 29 May silinqobe mhlambe eziphi izinto mhlambe singazenza kuma ward wethu noma kuma videos wethu njengoba silazi siphume endaweni eningi ngenxa yalokho.
Wena baba ke uvela phi?
Hayi mina ngivela igama lami nguCebo kaMasondo ngidumele kaSikhulu ngivela endaweni yasoPhongo leZululand.
Usuke nini wena eZululand?
Hayi sisuke ngezikhathi zabo 4 ekseni namhlanje.
Wena mhlambe yini ekulethe lana ulindele ukuthi uzozwani kahle kahle?
Ekungilethe lana ukuzobungaza nje umsebenzi womntwana wakaphinda angene ngoba iKwaZulu-Natal kakhulukazi uyisebenzele kakhulu kuningi akwenzile ekwenzile iKwaZulu-Natal imigwaqo igole ngakithi nje uPhongolo isinegole engaphezulu kwa 1000 ezakhanda umntwana wakaphinda angene la ngihlala khona nje mina eNcotshane kunogesi kunamanzi ayikho into engathi inkinga nje baphandle kwabathuba emsebenzi ngiyafisa ukuthi umongameli wethu upresident uHlabisa engathi engalwa kakhulu nalento ukuthi akungaqashwa abantu abaneminyaka engaphansi funa kuqashwa abantu abangaphansi kwa35 kuphela lokho ngicathi kubi noma kuna 31 kodwa kubi lokho ngoba kuvimbela abantu abaningi bathola imisebenzi manje ngalungisa leyo ndaba leyo ngicabanga ukuthi ngabusebenzile kakhulu.
As thank you so much. As you've heard from supporters, they say they're all the way from Hlabyalinga, Pongolo. Some are saying that they're here just to commemorate and to remember the late founder, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, saying and praising his work that is done here in KwaZulu-Natal. The one from Upongolo says they have water and electricity, roads and schools in his area because of the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, and they are hopeful about the message of the message that the president of the IFP, Mr. Velenkosini Hlabisa, will deliver here today. They are saying that it will bring hope and probably change their lives here in South Africa. Back to you in studio, Lebo.
Thank you so much there to Nontlokanipo Makwaza outside the Moses Mabhida Stadium.